Hey, what's good? What's good, ladies and gents? What's
Hello.
good? We a little late today. It's my fault. It was my fault because I wanted to not buy food. So I put my foot down and I ran to the supermarket real quick and got robbed for like $70 for fucking 2 bags of groceries. That's what I get for getting eggs. Like the
That's
eggs is
why
probably about $20 of that shit. Cause
they're expensive.
listen, it's still cheaper than buying food though when you do the math. So that's
Yeah.
why I was like, fuck it. But so as you can see, we have a extra face on here today. And let's see.
Oh, as you can see, we
Uh oh, hold on. Sorry.
and let's see.
I hate when that happens. Because when I'm doing my IT stuff on the computer, I have to have the sound on for hear the prompts. Or if I'm doing a module for my certification, I have to hear everything. So pardon me if my sound be on when I first get on this shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And G put on a nice shirt today, but we gonna get to that shirt in a second. How was y'all weekend though? What y'all did?
Jeep, how was your weekend?
I'm gonna tell you, my weekend was vanilla. I took some time off, so I did my garden, and you saw today I went to the lake and I just went and floated around and stuff. So it was nice. So I go back to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
sounds kind of like my weekend. My weekend's pretty basic, but what about you, Nova? Because you're
Listen,
smiling a lot.
the shenanigans I got into last week, right before and after the show, continued all week. So my week has been beautiful. My weekend was beautiful. It was amazing. Hey, Lens. I'm just excited. And I'm excited about tonight's topic. I took notes. I have some speaking points for us because we get distracted. I'm sure we're still going to get distracted. But last week we decided, like we were talking about kinks. We've been talking about kinks and the lifestyle and consent and safety and exploring what you like. And we
Hold on,
always
let me
get
fix.
the comments.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeep was like, "Hey, I've been into BDSM. I started as in there." And I was like, "What?" So we had a really long conversation and she agreed to hang out with us tonight. So we're going to ask some questions. Tonight is the finale of our conversation, even though I'm sure it's going to come back. And we're going
It
to
will
be
always come back.
always going to come back. But we're going to talk about BDSM. And so we're going to start with you. Can we start with you sharing like what BDSM means to you and journey into that?
Oh yeah, if that's what you want to do. So my journey in, it was actually kind of a mess how I met my ex, who was my dom. But I actually had a date to meet a different guy. But I had been talking to my ex, on a friendship level for a little while, and him and I connected really well. But I had already set up this date, and I kind of feel like once I make a plan, I try to follow through on them. So I drove down to Connecticut to go meet this guy. He was definitely not what I would want. So I was like,
Uh-oh. Wait,
yeah,
what does that mean?
it was not good. I wasn't.
Explain.
I'm not going to get into too much. I didn't like
Look,
him.
we ain't asked for his name.
I
We
just
just
didn't
said what
I
went
didn't think he
wrong.
was like well kept for me. Like even like we even took like we had a hot tub in the room and stuff, but it just wasn't that for me.
The energy wasn't there.
Yeah, I was like, I'm out of here.
So the stroke wasn't stroking.
No, I didn't even have sex with him. No, it didn't even get there. But
Damn.
I left to go get this guy some food, and I messaged my now ex, and I was like,
Hold on, I'll be right back.
I'm like, I gotta get out of here. This I'm like, this is gross. I'm out of here. And so he's like, just come meet me. I'll get a hotel. And I'm like, okay. So I like dished this guy. I went up and I like faked something and I was like, I gotta go. We gotta go. We're leaving now.
Did you say you got a hangnail or something?
No, I think I told him I had to go check on my kid or something. It was weird. So
Oh,
I beat out of there and I went and I met up with my ex.
oh, hold on, G. If you
Yeah.
got your thing on, you gotta mute your computer or whatever, because I'm hearing a feedback loop coming from you.
It's coming from me.
I'm certain it is
Yeah, my
Mute.
phone's low.
because I'm hearing your voice echoing. It's not echoing from Nova, unless Nova was playing the
Is that
sound
better?
on some.
Is that better?
Yeah, good.
Okay. So I dished that guy and I went and I met my ex at the hotel. And
So you had the backup on deck. I respect it. Go ahead.
I mean, he wasn't really supposed to be, he was just supposed to be a friend. But since the first thing kicked out, I was just like thinking I was just going to go over and maybe have some sex with him. But anyways, he beat it up bad. And like, I think I slept for like a whole day and a half after that. So then when I finally woke up, I was like,
When you finally woke
I
up.
think I that again. So I did, and then him and I had been already like researching a lot on BDSM and stuff because I had met some people along the way that were into it.
Yeah.
And the first time a guy like I told you Nova this, but like the first time a guy like choked me and role played and stuff with me and was like a little bit aggressive, I was like, "Oh, I like that. That's kind of nice." You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when I got with him, he was like that too. So of course he was like, you got to be mine. I want you to be mine. And I want to be in this relationship with you. So now you're going to start to get into, okay, well, do we match? Like, what are you into? What am I into? What am I willing to do? What are you willing to do? What's this going to look like? And then you got your list, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You have your whole list. So now you got your checklist. So now I got that on, all these different kinks. Like, what do you want to do? What's a yes, please? What's a maybe? What's a probably not? What's a yellow light? And what is a off the tables? A definite no,
Mm-hmm.
So you do your checklist, and then you find as you go, you're more open to things.
Right.
You start growing. You start falling in love typically with, you fall in love with your person and you want to please them more in that dynamic, you want to please them. You want to work towards their kinks and fulfilling them while still he's working towards fulfilling and expanding yours.
Yeah.
Not only kink, but just, and your vanilla life too, as well, which is what led me eventually to swing.
So tell us about the list, because that was something that I wrote down. When we talk about BDSM, it's safety, consent, agreement, all of that is the foundation of BDSM. It's not the action. You got to start with the foundation. So how did you find out what your list was?
I went down because there's a list. You can pull up a BDSM checklist off of the internet, So you kind of look at those, and some I didn't even know what they were. So I had to go research and find out, okay, what those are, because I'm not going to say yes if I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
You want to be real careful doing your checklist. So, I researched everything on that list, and then I decided, and some things even look scary, but they're actually not, like you could have like a tool that has all these pointy things on it, that looks like that's a never thing, but then you get hit with it and you're like, oh, that's not that bad. My things were, and they still really are to this day, things like I don't like caging and confinement. I don't like emotional sadism.
So you would say that you're not really into situations like this up here?
I do not mind at all
Oh
being.
no, you know what? Because this is more bondage. You're not into being in an actual closed-in cage. That
Yeah,
sounds like claustrophobia, like a motherfucker, right there.
it does, but it's also like I feel like it's almost um like if you would cage me and leave me, it's more of like an emotional detachment,
Mhm.
um,
Hmm.
degrading kind of thing. I don't like degrading. Like
Really?
I do not like. Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
know why. I kind of seeing you as kind of digging that a little bit more, just in my imagination. I haven't done nothing to you, so I wouldn't
because you're
know.
like,
Not
oh, I
yet.
want to call her a slut, right?
I don't know. For some
Yeah,
reason, I just
stuff like
imagined that you was going for that.
stuff like that. Like when we had sex, he would be like, you're my slut, and absolutely,
Hmm.
because there's nothing I wasn't doing sexually for him, you
Yeah.
know. So absolutely, like, am I a slut to him for him? Absolutely. If a guy that wasn't my guy called me, that's different to me.
Mhm.
Hmm.
No, I'm not. That's like asking me whose this is. It's not yours. It's mine. You know.
I always thought that whose is it thing. I've never asked a question. I make a declaration. This my pussy. If it's my pussy, if I'm just playing, I'm not talking that shit. But
Right.
if it's my pussy, then it's my pussy, and I'll just say it. I ain't gonna ask. I don't ask. That's mine. Is mine. God damn it! If you don't know, you know now. Don't make me pull this motherfucker out early. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
but
what?
then
No.
you get into it when you think that it's yours, but then we leave and it's still not yours.
Yeah, I think
You
that's like a
got to make
pretty
sure we're
thing.
connected.
Yeah, that men do that, and some women do that too. They try and stay.
Women do that shit all the time. That's my dick.
Yeah,
That's my dick.
yeah. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
They always saying that shit. I be looking at them like, really? You
I
sure
don't
about
do that.
that?
I don't do
So,
that.
what's your role in the relationship, and
What was
tell
my
us
rule?
what some roles are in BDSM type relationships.
Oh, rules. Oh,
Role, ROLE. What was your
oh,
role?
rules.
Mm-hmm.
Rules of
My role was his submissive. I was his baby girl. Um, I had rules every day. They were to follow those. My role was to do whatever he asked me to do, and that's what I did. I did the best for myself every day,
hmm
and I also did anything he wanted throughout any day. My life did really revolve around him 24/7.
That sounds really fun.
It does sound fun. Do you
I can
have?
relate because I kind of lived that life myself. You know,
But it's a lot of
Mhm.
responsibility for him, at the same time.
What was your favorite part, and what was your least favorite part of that relationship?
My favorite parts was one of the things that we did, and I absolutely loved it. But we dated for a year before because he lived in Massachusetts, and then he moved up here. So he lived in Mass for a year. I drove down to Massachusetts every single weekend, and sometimes I would drive down during the week just to go see him.
Yeah.
Um, just for a night or a couple of hours even for dinner, but I did that for a whole year, and I would spend the weekends with him. So every Sunday morning we would wake up, because Saturday, he worked Saturday just like a half a day, and I would clean up his apartment, and then he would get
oh, that's
home,
so helpful.
right? I would clean his apartment, and then he would come home, and we would probably go out, do something, or maybe go to dinner or something. But Sundays, we would wake up Sunday mornings, and we would go walk through the park, and we would go get a coffee, and we would just go for a nice little chill walk together and chat. And then we would go back to his place, and every Sunday was Naked Sunday. So I
Oh,
allowed to wear clothes at all on Sundays, at all. And all Sundays was like a R&R day for me and for him. And so all we did was watch Netflix, and I was naked, and we would have sex, and we would do all the crazy stuff that we wanted to do. And he would order out, and he would always answer the door because I was always naked, and we would take naps, and we just would have sex and eat all day. That was it. That was my favorite day of the week.
Wow. So we have a question in the chat that says, how do you know what kind of sub you are?
I think you kind of flow, because I mean, if you know me, I'm very dominant. I'm a very dominant female. But also like, I'm not one for names. I don't really like to go by them because I'm a million different things, really.
You don't like labels per se.
Yeah, I'm not really into them.
Right.
But I mean, everybody says I'm an alpha submissive. I'm an alpha submissive. But I guess if you thought about that, then yes, that's what I would be.
I would say
I'm not.
I would say that sounds like about your profile, though, to be honest. Because of your dominant nature, though, I could see you, if you have the right person. I hate using the term alpha because alpha kind of makes I roll my eyes.
Right.
But if you have the right dominant individual in front of you, I could see you being very submissive and subservient to them. But in general, you probably tend to be around more guys that are more like a switch, or maybe even more submissive on their end, where they'd be more to follow the lead, even though those aren't the type that really you are attracted to. You would prefer more of a dominant individual yourself. Was that about accurate?
I think because I am very dominant, that I attract a lot of more submissive men.
Oh.
But you don't like them, though.
But I don't like them like that.
Yeah.
My last one was more submissive. And so that was hard too, because you want to please each other, you want to please each other. So then, but
Well, I would say this. There's many different, because I'm watching them also in the comments. Like Coco has said, she doesn't feel like she fits into one specific category.
Right.
So what I see personally, just from my experience, is a lot of, like, every woman has their own way. There's no very specific, and not even just every woman, any person, but everybody has their own specific custom way that they create that environment for themselves. There's no one size fits all when it comes to being a submissive or being dominant or whatever, because there's so many different versions, so many different dynamics that you can utilize, so many different ways that it can go. There's no real cookie cutter way that you can say, no, this is what you are, this is your box, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a million different ways that shit could go. So I think people shouldn't focus so much on the titles and focus more on the action. Like, understand, and this is something I want to say, and I'm about to say some shit for a minute, but
say it.
This is one of those things where I say a lot of people need to understand the jobs that they're signing up for. Because often what I've seen in my experience, I've had many women that have approached me to try to be a submissive, and I have what I call these probationary vetting periods, where I'm paying attention to how you move, whatever, because you have to understand, you also need to know the dominant person that you're dealing with, so that you know how to deal with them and if you're a good fit for them or not. Because a lot of times women say that they want a certain thing. And it's just from my perspective. I know you ladies have your own thing. I'm just talking from my perspective. But from my perspective, I see a lot of women say like they want somebody that's dominant until they act dominant when they don't want them to be dominant. And then they, have a whole problem with it or whatever the case may be. And my thing is, you got to know what you're signing up for before you sign up for it. A lot of people don't do that. They don't do their due diligence. Because honestly, a submissive chooses their dominant, not the other way around. I never went out looking for a girl to be submissive to me. They've always come to me. And honestly, people change through times, or they maybe just wanted it for a phase. So once that phase is over, a lot of times they might, you know what I'm saying? And that's okay because I was a part of their life in time or development, and then they realize, okay, this is who I am now, and they go a different direction, and that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, the flexibility is important.
You do really vet them, and you do really check them out, and you do really ask a lot of questions. Just watch how they move.
Yeah,
I always say if a guy ever came up to me and was like, I'm a dom, that guy would never be my dom.
Why is that?
Why is he? Because a real dom does not approach like that.
he does not. He doesn't.
They're very respectful.
It's like being a gangster.
Right.
A real gangster don't tell you he a gangster.
Right.
You see how he move, and you gonna recognize that shit. You ain't gonna have to, like, any guy that walks around, like, if you ever notice, anytime I put my description on Jeep, you've been in a million groups with me, so you know. Nova's a newbie, so she ain't seen all the whole thing. Because we're gonna talk about how I met Jeep in a second, because I just love the way that worked, even though that night was also a very annoying night for me. We'll skip that part. But my whole thing is I'll never say, oh, I'm a dominant or whatever. I'm not going to just walk up to a chick with this joint and just be like, foul. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to wild out on her like that. Like, I'm in my corner, I'm chilling, I'm observing the situation, and my energy is going to tell you who I am. Because there's only one way that things is going to go, and you're looking at it. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't compromise. Of course, you have to compromise in anything. But at the end of the day, the buck has to stop somewhere. That's what being a dominant force in any dynamic is to be. And so I want to say this. First of all, I'm going to say Jeep read my mind way too fast the night that I met her. No, let's just say I came to that party on Demon Time and Jeep noticed it right away.
Oh.
Because she walked up to me and I was pointing at her with my hands at my side. And she happened to make an observation. And I want to commend her for this because a lot of women don't do this. She looked me in the eyes with her pretty eyes, because she has pretty eyes. Looked me right in the eyes. And was like, you mind if we was talking shit. I ain't gonna go into our whole conversation. But she looks me in the eyes and just comes up with this, you mind if I touch? And I'm like, hell yeah, like, let's, And I'm thinking like, okay, we about to make a move, but I think you had a date at that time and that didn't quite line up the way it needed to for other reasons.
He wasn't even my date. That was my ex-boyfriend. That was my ex-boyfriend, but he wasn't my boyfriend at the time. But he actually wasn't my date. He just kind of came with us that night.
Oh, yeah, but I knew for some reason you had to be out, so you couldn't even stick around like you was going to.
Oh, we left because he was too drank too much.
I see. I was trying not to call him out though.
He came with us. He's not on here, so he came with us. But we had to leave because we had to bring him back.
But you guys make a good point, because what you said, Max, is GP the energy.
I went right up to him and I was like, I want
enthusiastic. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh no, I'm sapiosexual. I'm not like that."
Yeah, I was, because the thing is, in truth, no, but I'll keep it 100. You ask anybody in this group that's watching this shit now, ain't none of them gonna be able to tell you about a time that I was just randomly playing with a girl that I never spoke to before.
And
there's
I'm
not one time
like that. I can definitely count on maybe 3 fingers how many times I've done that. And
I don't know, Jeep, because you did that to me too. You were like, "Hi, I'm Jeep. I sent you a
Hey, I'm talking about guys."
This alpha dominant lady, you got it, because I remember meeting you for the first time. It'll be a year in July, and you were like, my name is Jeep. I sent you a friend request. And I was like, I didn't get it. And you're like, yeah, my name is Jeep. And I was like, okay.
I loved your vibe from the second you came on scene. I was like, I absolutely love this girl. I got to be around her. I need some of that
feeling is mutual
around me because you're such a beautiful person. I just loved you right from the second you first came in.
And I was so excited. I was like, oh, she's my friend now. Like,
I'm your friend. I'm like, you don't know this yet, but we are going to be great friends.
Yes. So I'm glad that you're here with us to explain all things.
I love
BDSM.
that.
Yes, because the thing is,
Uh-oh.
sorry, I'm in a mood. So
I see you.
my whole thing is that, sorry, let me put this down. Anyway, my whole thing is that the BDSM world in general, understand it is under the lifestyle umbrella. Because I know people always tell people lifestyle, not lifestyle, blah, 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 blah. When we want to talk about technicality and actual definitions, the lifestyle is under the BDSM is under the lifestyle umbrella. But BDSM also doesn't necessarily have to be sexual. Like there are times that I went to, like I was in a mood to do something kinky, but I wasn't necessarily all the way in my sexual energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I would engage, like there are times I went to parties and I wasn't really feeling the vibe to do anything sexually, but I went to the dungeon to engage and enjoy the energy in the BDSM atmosphere. Because just because you're doing like flogging, you might be using the candle wax or using the claw, any of the things that you might be using, knifing, cupping, all of the beautiful, wonderful little things they have. It doesn't mean that you have to be fucking. Like there are legit people, also speaking of submissives, there are people who operate as subs that don't have sex with their dominant. Like sex is not a given just because that is your dominant. You can have a non-sexual dynamic. That's why I said.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Like a service sub, like people
Yes.
have service subs. They just
Exactly.
do services around here.
I need a service one to come service this house right now.
Ooh.
But no, just the house. I ain't saying me. I said the house. Even though it's not even messy, but my OCD is aggravating right now because I just went food shopping and I just realized a couple of things I didn't put away. But anyway,
well, how does that work? That dynamic, if you're in a sub-dom dynamic relationship and there's no intimacy, what does that look like?
They get pleasure just from doing things that please you, so that pleases them. Some people are just like you have like bootlackers, like
what's that?
They come over, they just shine your boots and shine your leather for you. They get a pleasure. They get pleasure. I have one of my best friends. And she just likes shining your leather stuff. So I used to have my work boots with leather. So when I was pregnant, I used to go over a house and she would always shine my boots for me the whole time. Always.
See?
And she just gets pleasure from that.
Who wants to be my service sub? I need a service sub.
Can girls have a service sub?
You want to have your subs doing it. I mean, you got two of them, Max. They should both be doing your stuff.
No, they do it. They do it. It's not that they don't. I'm just being extra right now.
I believe that you probably are, but yeah.
No, trust me. I will tell you. Ever since they've been around, my house ain't never been so goddamn clean and organized in my life. Like I just wake up and shit is just organized or whatever. Because me, I'm like a mad scientist. Like I'll be on the computer, whatever. And when I get into my nerd zone, I just forget about my house and I put things here. The only thing I don't do is I don't leave food sitting around, nothing nasty, but I might have like some clothes laying around or something crazy or empty Amazon package. Cause you open those up, rip it, get the package out and you just toss the shit like, yeah, I'll throw it out later. And then you forget.
You're a mess yourself. So that's something I would notice when I took into consideration something with you. And plus my ex-girlfriend, so Amanda just said, that you did the same thing to her when she met you.
Hi, Amanda.
Yeah.
I did what? What did I do?
She did the same thing. Like she wanted to have sex with you and you were like, oh, I'm a sapiosexual. So we always joke about that. Oh, Max.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize that I did that because I don't. I don't do it on purpose to blow anybody off. I really do like to take my time and feel people out because I feel like sexual experiences with the actual connection are way better. Now, not a connection as far as romantic, but a little familiarity so that, like, see how I could talk to you, Jeep, and even though you never talked about your relationships or anything to me, there's certain things that I already figured out just because I've paid enough attention to you to know how certain things with you operate. So I didn't need to ask you that stuff because I already knew how that went. That makes a difference because when you're having sex with somebody, you want to be able to read them enough so that you can know what to do. Like you see them moving a certain way with something, and you could be like, all right, that's normally why a lot of women have what I call default partner or play partners, default play partner. Being they go to a party, even if nobody else is there, they at least know they got their fallback default partner they can play with if nothing else is moving in that party. So because that person knows you, they know your body, they know how to move, and you know you're gonna have a good time with them. You know. So that's the reason why I moved that way.
Okay. Explain to us
What about you?
Max.
Huh?
What's that you have behind you?
Oh, this is just something from Halloween that I just put up here because I wanted to be in the spirit today. So these are basically just some restrainment cuffs. They're not even real ones. This is bullshit. I got the real ones in my toy chest over there. But this is just an example of what I will be doing to some lucky lady soon enough. We'll see who it's gonna be. We'll see who it's gonna be. But
How do we
I also have the
whoever
best.
cleans your apartment,
You said what?
whoever cleans your apartment the best. The fastest.
You know what? That's not a bad idea,
I
though.
have all kinds of great ideas.
And if they don't do a good job, they get some of this.
They might like that though.
Hey, listen, they're supposed to like it. We ain't really punishing here. We're punishing for pleasure, not for abuse. You know.
But if they
You
don't
wanna
follow
have-
the rules, they don't follow the rules, then they do.
If they no, there's other ways. There's other ways this is another reason why it's important to know what a sub likes and what they don't like. Because what you do is when they don't do what they're supposed to do, you take away the things that they like the most as punishment. It's kind of like what you do. I mean, I hate to use this comparison, but it's a similar thing you do with children. You have to take away something that actually matters to them and put that on timeout and make them understand if they want this particular thing, then they have to abide by certain rules and move in a certain way. And also another key thing, and this is something a lot of submissives have to recognize too, is you got to understand that you are always representing your dominant. So even in a relationship, it's the same thing, but the sub-dom relationship is even deeper to me in that aspect. Meaning everything you say, everything you do, the way you move, that eye of judgment, that air, if you want the dominant to be respected, you have to move like they're always watching you, even if they're not.
Yeah.
And that's hard for a lot of females to do. Because a lot of females are stubborn, they move in their own way, they do what they do. Trust me, I still get attitudes at times too. There ain't nothing perfect going on here. Ain't that right, Leah?
Leah, Joy said it's punishment, not punishment, but punishment. I like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Because it's still, you have fun with it. And it's definitely fun for me because I'm a big time sadist. I love to inflict pain. I love, especially these hands here. Like I gave a nice little spanking the last time I saw Leah. She got a nice little spank because she had been acting up. But not in my spanking that I did, I know how to do it as powerful as I am. Because trust me, I'm strong as hell. I'm benching, I'm lifting weights, I'm doing all types of shit right now. Y'all can't tell, but I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, you have to learn. That's another thing too. for you men that do this, you have to realize how strong you are because Leah is like half my size. She is tiny compared to me. And if I'm going to hit her, I have to be careful because if I do it too rough, it could actually end up hurting her. You have to learn how to pull your punches without pulling your punches, so to say. You
Yeah.
have to learn how to pull your strength back without taking away the pleasure of the pain that they are receiving. So it's a skill. And another thing is, there's no school to learn how to be a dom. Either you are or you are not. It is one of those things that is just innate. It's in your nature. It's not something that you could just teach. Like, I can't teach you how to be tall and light skinned and strong like me. Either you are or you're not. You understand what I'm saying? It's about what you are. And people have to recognize that too, because there's a lot of fakies running out here that just want to manipulate women. And these are the dudes that want to hold your debit card and want access to your bank account and all that. I don't have access to these girls' bank accounts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sitting up here saying, hey, let me, whatever. And everybody sent money to everybody. That's not even the issue. You understand what I'm saying? You have Cash Apps and Zells and all that for that. But the whole thing is, I'm not sitting up here like holding somebody's Bank of America card. Like, yo, I'm going to go to the store real quick. I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain things, I feel like there's certain lines you should draw in the sand. And only when you get to the deepest levels of connection should you allow that kind of access. Because that I've heard of a lot of women that have gotten taken advantage of because of that. Now let's get into some of these activities that we like. So I got a question for you, Nova.
Me?
Yes, you.
Look, I'm over here with my notebooks taking notes.
listen, rookie.
Yes.
What have you experienced in the BDSM world so far that you found pleasurable? Look at her rocking. She's getting excited.
I'm focused.
Sorry, I notice everything.
This is how I focus when I'm in class. I feel like I'm in class right now. I don't know. Okay, so I like electric play. Is that BDSM?
Yeah.
Okay, I like electric play.
Electroshock.
Yep, that. Yep. I didn't know that I was gonna like that, but I definitely do.
Mm-hmm.
Is hot wax in the category?
Yeah.
I like
it's so
that.
cute. She doesn't know anything. Isn't this adorable, G?
You don't have a BDSM list yet, Nova?
You know what? Let me pull it up.
You better just
Even I got the shit on the computer over here, and I don't even need it, but I just pull it up for personal reference just in case.
Yes, that's good. Oh, it's a checklist. Oh,
yes.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up the BDSM checklist. All right, so I think I like bondage. I haven't really been bondaged, but I like the idea of it.
Uh-huh.
I was heavy, just so you guys know. I used to be really heavy into shibari and rope, and I took a lot of shibari and rope classes, but and I had female subs, I dated females and they were my subs while I was dating him and after. And I used to tie them a lot and flogging. I liked flogging them a lot.
#happy pride.
Love pride.
Yes, we love all of you out there in your different dynamics. Much love. Just because I ain't gay don't mean that I don't show love to those that are. You know what I'm saying? You do what you want. As long as you don't bring the shit that I don't want to me, we ain't got no problems. That's it.
I want to try that, Jeep. So can you help me out?
Shibari?
Hold on, let's put this up. This will make life easier for both of us.
I haven't really tied. Well, I tied him once, but
see, Joy. That's why we love
Joy is very organized with all that stuff.
I want to try knife play. I'm very scared to try fire play, but my interests are peaked there for sure. Sensory deprivation. I do want to try sensory deprivation.
I like that because it once you take away a sense, it heightens the other one, so it makes that's hot.
And I love cum. There's a section here for bodily fluids and functions. I love cum. I love cum everywhere, everywhere,
I'm glad.
everywhere, everywhere. Um,
Tell us more.
I like the texture. I like the sight. I like the feel. I like the taste. I like, especially when I'm playing with a man, the pulsation that happens before the ejaculation. Like I love
That's
all
hot.
of that.
Yeah.
All like it just turns
I'm
me
all
on.
attentive right now. I'm
I
just
see
like,
you. It turns me on to see a man in pleasure, right? And so, like this most recent playmate that I've had, as we've spent more time together, I've experimented more with him. And Jeep and I were just talking last night. Like, I can't wait to bring some like for real BDSM into the situation, as like trust and comfort is built. But just his pleasure is like intoxicating. So I want to do anything that makes me intoxicated, which is seeing him pleased.
I really had one because I go out if I go on Fat, you can find some cool things to do, like kinky things, you know. So I saw this chick, this guy cummed on her cup and she drank it. So I did that. So I was like, okay, I'm adding that to my list. So I did that.
Yes.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I was like, come in
But
my
the energy
I
has to
never,
be
I
there.
never thought about blasting in a cup and feeding it. Gotta
Right.
write that one down.
Jeep, and I love that. But the energy has to be there. And I think that's something that's important. And for
Oh,
me,
yeah.
what I realize is like there's all these things I want to do, and then it's like I might meet a guy or a girl and they'll be like, oh, what do you want to do? And it's like none of my list comes up because it's like I don't know if I want to do that with you.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Nova.
That was with my
Since you have this whole thing with the cum and everything, so how would you feel? This is what you should do. I think you should try this and let us know how that worked out for you.
Okay.
Come in a cup, not come in a cup. Excuse me. He comes all over you while you're restrained, and then after he comes all over you, he gets one of these and gives you some impact play while gripping your throat. And you put a butterfly on your clit at the same time.
A butterfly
is a vibrator.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, butterfly's a vibrator. You can put
She's
right
new.
on the clit.
She's new.
Thank you. I am not even a year old in the lifestyle yet.
Listen, my bad. I say things automatically sometimes.
Yeah.
Wow,
But
that sounds hot. And I honestly, I have no toys. I have a vibrator and I have like butt plugs that I barely ever once used.
Really ever once used?
Right.
I like the way you put that.
Wait.
Nova.
Okay, I'm gonna try that.
You should try that. I'm telling you, it'll change your life.
Because I can just imagine, like, while you're doing the impact play, it's kind of like you're hitting it, and so it's kind of spraying more on you.
Yes.
You know, and then drying on you. That you know, I like.
Be right back. Let me go to the bathroom and clean up. This is turning.
Hey, listen, if you're really on some freaky shit, then after that, they could finish it off with a little bit of golden shower play for those that are into that kind of thing.
I've only done that with one person, and that was because our vibe and our connection was so strong.
That's why I said if you happen to have a person, or if you don't, when you do, you can leave the golden shower thing out of it, but you could do the other stuff.
I want to.
Being that you be having such busy weeks because it's a little slow for you right now. So,
exactly.
so I know what it is. Like I said, I know what time it is. Listen, man. Like I said, you need to.
All the playtime I missed.
Lem said, "Take us with you."
I think. I mean, you can even put it in ice.
AOG. Lems was like she wants to. She would like to role play like. She wants you to role play like you're her dom one day.
Ooh.
We can do this.
This is something that I will need my popcorn, and I'll put my feet up on the chair, and I will observe this happily.
Playing with females and just kind of naturally seeing how it goes and how they like what they like. Because, usually when you're playing with them for the first time, like they'll do things. We're grown, so they're like, we all know how we get off and what we like. So I always just like watching their bodies move and seeing what they like, what they're enjoying, and then you kind of go from there. But I've been with Limbs, so I like Limbs. Limbs is very sexy.
How many of y'all have done the remote control play?
What?
Where you put a vibrator in the panty and you give that man the control and you just walk through the party, acting totally natural until that button gets pressed and you sitting there like...
Take me to heaven right now. Like, in this moment, take me to heaven.
No, but what you want to do, if you can think of things that you want to do, you can do them.
But I can't think, like, it's not something that just comes to my mind. It's like when someone says that, I'm like, ooh, I want to try that. And I'm literally like adding it to my phone list.
Nova, you're friends with a whole me. Like, I will give you a lot of ideas.
Jeez. All right.
Use your resources.
If my ex is on, he's going to die that I still have this. But I did this. I made this. So this, remember this?
Yes. And you pull the thing down.
Oh, no, it's not. Oh, no, it's not that.
So I came up with this. So this was my list of things. This was my reward wheel. I made it.
We corrupted a children's toy.
Yes. Isn't this cool? I took the voice box thing out of it. So I put
Please.
stickers in here so you can write on them. And so this was my reward wheel. And so if I was a good girl, I would fill out all the things, different things that I would want. And I could, it would give me so many spins on it.
Oh.
Right. I'm like really creative and thoughtful.
I want that.
You want this? I'll give this to you.
Okay.
I made that. Or
I'm about to jump in my car, Jeep. Like, I'm on my way.
And then like thoughtful. I'm very thoughtful. I'm just a very thoughtful person. Anyways, and he was really good to me. So like he took me, like we would always go away for a weekend or whatever, and we would just randomly pick places or whatever. So we found a really nice place called Glass Bottom Beach, and it was an island. So we went out there, spent a weekend out there, and then we went in the morning, our morning walks, and we went along the beach and we picked up a bunch of glass. And and that was I think for my birthday. And then he had wanted a lamp beside his bed for when he was reading. So I took the glass and he left this when he left. But so I got all the glass from the beach and I bought this lamp, this mason jar lamp.
Wow.
Thing. And so I put the glass in there. So that was his light beside. Because it would be like a night light, but the little lights blown. But it's a night light.
That's an interesting way to utilize that.
Right.
I thought that story was going somewhere different. What about you, Max? I thought that the glass was going to be used in some way. But
I made him a handmade paddle.
A handmade paddle? How did that work?
I wrote Daddy. I made him and carved him out a paddle, and I had it all made
out of wood yourself.
With me and one of my friends that owned the the woodworking tools and all that. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So
he took that.
I have another thing.
I bet he did.
I have another thing too.
Yes.
Oh, and I saw Eileen that said something about she used the vibrating thing from states away, because that's another thing too. If you have a long distance relationship, that's another way you could keep things hot. Because what you could do is, excuse me, fucking ginger ale. What you could do is you give them the link and they can literally control your device from anywhere on the planet. Because certain devices have that online connectivity where you can literally connect to the device from anywhere, as long as you got your phone or internet that you can access, and you got that link, and you could just fuck with them with this shit. I've definitely done that before too. That's fun. You know what I'm saying? Because they just sitting there, they might be out with their girlfriends or something, but they promise they wear the thing. Then all of a sudden you get a text message like, "You motherfucker."
That is so hot.
So I think that that's something that could definitely be a good time. Let me see. Now, G, what did you say is the craziest thing you've experienced in BDSM?
BDSM. Oh, he and I used to go to these conferences, a few times a year because we took classes too. And you go to these conferences, it'd be like we went to Kinky Kong or Fetish Flea down in Boston, Tethered Together. So you go to all these different conferences. They're like a hotel takeover, but for BDSM. But,
Actually, speaking of which, there's something going on. Erotica NYC is doing something similar to that. They have a nice spin to it too, especially if you like about that nerd life, or you like doing like cosplay, but you can mix it with a little BDSM spin to it. You can go totally goth with it, all types of shit. It's really dope. I'm gonna put the flyer up later so people can get the info. But they have like a kink heavy event coming up in August. So that's something y'all should put in y'all calendar if y'all really want to check something like that out. And they have a really, really positive, nice crowd too. Like I didn't feel any negative vibes around them. And when they see the 6'6" muscular guy walk in the room, most of the time the guys start either they puff their chest up like this, or they give a little bit of an odd vibe because nobody wants me there because they're afraid I'm gonna rail their girl. And the thing is, they're kind of right, but I would only do that with permission. I wouldn't disrespect anybody's relationships. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna walk up and walk off with your girl. When we're finished, she gonna go home with you, bro. I'm good. Like
in the BDSM world, Max, nobody is worried about that because their submissives would never do anything like that. So they don't have anything to worry about. That's why.
But first of all, let's keep it 100. A lot of people are strong until the strong people walk into the room.
No, but really, like
I know in the real, but those are for the ones that are really about that life. That is 100% true.
They're about swingers, not BDSM.
Yeah,
they're not worried about you.
That's a good differentiation.
They're not worried about you.
Well, the thing is they're always thinking it. Though I'm telling you, they do that shit to me all the time. Even when I walk into those rooms, some I've seen guys that literally posture totally different would grab their sub up and start doing whatever, and they looking like to see, like, show me like they're establishing their dominance. It's kind of like when you're in the wild and you're beating your chest because you want to show that you're the whatever. I'm just telling you, in my shoes, I've went through it before. It doesn't happen often, but it's definitely happened.
That would be, but in a real BDSM relationship, nobody would be worried about you, Max. Really,
they shouldn't be.
Because of the rules and the established relationship and the confidence.
But like I said, the problem is, and that's the thing that I wanted to mention, is that a lot of people aren't really about that. They don't even have a conversation to understand what lines ought to be drawn in the sand or whatever. They just say, you do what I tell you because you my sub, and that's it. And that's all there's never a real discussion. There's no real dialogue. There's no real communication. It's just they want to walk around and have somebody that does what they want. And they don't understand the intricacies and nuances that go along with that. So that's why I'm using myself as the example, because I've seen situations where their connection was weak, where you could see that the only reason that she was there is because she don't know no better. And she don't recognize that he's a fraud. But most women have this amazing intuition. So something in her is telling her something ain't right about him, but because she can't put her finger exactly on it, she might not have figured out enough to just stop fucking with him yet. I've seen that. Remember, I counsel people too, so I hear these stories. I'm just telling you, it happens more than you would think. You know
And
what I'm saying?
those are people who probably don't belong in the BDSM world.
I'm
One
gonna tell
hundred
you
percent.
that even now I'm not in BDSM, but I will tell you I am like 100% honest, 100% transparency in my relationships. I do not move without my partner knowing what I'm doing. They trust me. My guy, even my last guy, and he's not even really lifestyle. He would be like, "Go out with your girl to the party." He knows I'm not touching anything that I'm not supposed to. You know,
Mm-hmm.
My partners will tell you I'm extremely transparent. You know, they know exactly how I feel. They know what I think. They know. And even Amanda would be like, I go out, I see you playing with so and so and so and so, and I'm like, it's my girl having a blast. All right,
Yep.
go get some
Exactly.
drink, you know.
No, it was nothing happening that I did not authorize. That's exactly how that's
So my
supposed to
partner's not
go.
worried about anybody.
But like I said, that's why I said it's very, very. I would say, and this is the thing with BDSM. The number one thing, like any relationship, communication is the key.
Mm-hmm.
Communication, communication, communication. Because you have to whether it's good times or bad times, there's certain rules that you have to always abide by as long as you are in that dynamic with whomever you're in with. You have to abide by those things. If you do not do that, then shit is going to go for you. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you have to emphasize. And the thing is, fellas, I understand when you want to look like the man and you got the flog over your shoulder like this, and you know what I'm saying? You want to look like you in control and all that stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Listen, all that shit is cool. All that shit is cute. But my whole thing is, you have to take care of business in house first. Make sure that, like I said, I mean, this is the same thing in the lifestyle. As far as swinging is like, as far as the swinger part of lifestyle, it's the same rules in BDSM. You have to make sure that everything that could possibly happen or whatever is already covered, and you know how and why you're going to react, however you're going to react before you go outside. Don't go outside and surprise yourself and then try to react on the fly because shit is going to go bad for you like that.
Maxwell, what's Nova wearing tonight? Because I feel like I missed something here.
Nova got the girls out. Them big old gazongas is gazon game.
I was just like, what's Nova wearing tonight? Yes.
There she goes. It is Tuesday, isn't it, G?
It is. I've been flaunting those bad boys all day.
I can't see.
You did see Max.
Gosh, guys.
Bam! Look at that amazing thing. Ooh.
Yeah, that is hot.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is why you got to watch the whole show, because you miss out on the good shit and you don't get the information. You know what I'm saying? Damn.
Right?
Sorry, it's just no, because y'all titties showed up late on one of my other screens. So, and those screens are way bigger than my phone screen that I'm looking at things on originally. So those screens are big as shit. So I'm looking, oh shit, like hey,
wow.
Hey. You know what I'm saying?
You guys, what I found in my research. Okay.
What did you find in your research?
This is why I'm really excited about exploring the BDSM world even more. It says a study found that taking part in a BDSM dynamic reduces stress and improves mood. It also says that use of healthy BDSM scenes fostered feelings of intimacy between partners.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you wouldn't know that. Like, I wouldn't think that when I was living in the vanilla world. I wouldn't have thought that. I would have thought that it would be like something that creates tension in the relationship, but it creates more intimacy, more connection. And so I'm interested in it. I am hoping that by me saying it out loud, that energy comes into my life so that I can explore more and see what I like. I think it's really important to because I'm a communicator and I am a researcher and a reader. So I want that to be, something I see in my
Yes, do
life.
that nerd research.
Trust,
It's
honesty, and
beautiful.
loyalty. Trust, honesty, and loyalty.
Trust, honesty, and loyalty. That's the holy grail right there.
Yes.
Trust,
That's what we
honesty.
call the holy trinity of any relationship structure has to operate on those three things first, foremost, and without fail. Trust, honesty, and loyalty.
And not
Yes.
just the
So,
honesty, but you have to be completely transparent. Like no matter what. Like whenever I'm talking to a guy and he's like, "Oh, I'm going out of town. I'm going to go do this," but then fails to mention that, oh, he's actually bringing another girl with him and blah 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 blah. Then I'm like, no, that's a no.
mhm.
Yeah, because it
That's
shows your character, and now I can't go deeper
right.
into playing with you the way I would want to. Now I won't be able to have you, tie me up because I can't trust you.
Right.
Right.
See?
You have to be open and understand what you're walking into.
Yeah.
Like for an individual like me, I'm poly. So yes, I'm gonna be around another girl that isn't you, and that's okay.
Let's say that.
And you have to be able to understand that and respect it and be able to say, because I've dealt with women in the past who will say, "Oh yeah, it's cool," until I bring it up to them, and then they all get all huffy and in their feelings, and it's like, but I told you this, like literally, I gave you the disclaimer before you agreed to fucks with me like that. So if you still gonna get in your feelings at that point, it becomes a you problem because I did my part. Once I give you the whole disclaimer, I'm not gonna repeat the shit every day. I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that." I'm just gonna be like, "Yeah, I went out. Oh yeah, I was with such and such." Yeah. I'm gonna mention it like if I was with my boys. "Oh yeah, I was with such and such." Da-da-da-da. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna be like, "Oh my god, we was fucking and we did it like this." You know why? Because
But if you're like,
that's
hey,
how.
but if you
No,
just
if they like the
I'm
story,
gonna go bang this one and that one and this one and that one and this one, well, then you're talking about more. Okay, well, you're a poly and you're a swinger, so basically you're just gonna sleep with everyone. And if you're
that's not
poly, who
necessarily
you actually
true.
have the feelings for along those lines of all the girls that
But
you're
I literally live that life now, and I still don't sleep with a whole bunch of people.
But at some
So
point, like I'm sure that
I still pick and choose my
take care of your
battles.
girls first that you're poly with. You got to make sure that they're taken care of and that they're happy. I mean, because if
I
I'm
mean,
married,
that's always my first and
connection or
foremost
sex, and you're
concern.
out there banging all these other side pieces other than the poly relationship, I would have a
Yeah, yeah,
problem
yeah.
with
No, my whole thing is that I would say you always make sure that the in-home stuff is good first.
that.
And then, I mean, like I said, the same practices apply to no matter what type of relationships you got. Even in a
Then you'd be
monogamous
like, yeah,
relationship,
go ahead.
even if you're not if you're just polygamous, meaning you just, oh, I said polygamous, that was the wrong word. But anyway, if you're just a swing and you just play with other people, but you only have one primary partner, even in those situations, you still have to make sure home is good first.
Right.
The only difference between me and somebody that's doing one primary partner is that I have multiple people to make sure that they good first. After they're good, then after that, that's when I move on and I say, I now if I want to go do this, I want to go do that. I know they're good, so I could do what I want to do and I ain't got to worry about nothing. And there's times where I might be at an event and I might just play with who I'm with. Like I might just play with my partner or partners. I might not even play with other people because they might just want my attention on them that night because women will women sometimes. No matter how much a woman might be a free spirit, and this isn't a diss or this isn't chauvinistic speech. It's just emotional because we have an emotional connection. Sometimes, and I mean, it goes for me too. There's times when I'm only in the mood to play with mine. I'm not in the mood to play with anybody else. I just wanted to do it in front of other people. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't in the mood to spread my wings, because I'm almost, them girls don't never restrict me from doing anything. But me, I get in my moods, and I go a lot off of energy. So if I'm in a spot and my energy is saying, you know what, I just want to play with them in the atmosphere, especially because I'm very busy. So when I get free time, sometimes that free time I'm getting with them is also me at an event too. And if I miss you, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna just have fun with you in this. And if something else falls into the mix, then cool. If not, then whatever. I still gonna have a great time. But like you said, taking care of home first.
That
That is the
reconnecting is really needed, especially
huh?
like when you're that reconnection time with your partner, like
Hmm.
especially when you're living separately, it's really needed. So it's very special. So I can totally I've definitely gone to parties and just been with my partner, but I hadn't actually seen them and just been
Hmm.
like, let's just go lock ourselves in because this is needed right now. That's nice. I like that.
So, what would we say are our final points that we want to make to people about the world of BDSM and what they should know about it for themselves?
Gee, go.
I would say, work on educating yourself as much as possible before you enter into it and even try to find a partner. Um,
Can I show y'all something real quick?
with that.
I
I
don't
think
mean to interrupt you, G,
it's great. Go
but I
ahead.
just want to show this, and then I want you to continue. Now, my friend Joy is very helpful, and she
Yes.
gave me this wonderful book because she's always giving me like the cutest stuff. Like, I love that girl. She gives me like these little. She really knows me, so she gives me like these little gifts. Now, granted, you see this book here. I'm putting it in front of my face so y'all
Yeah,
can
hold
see.
it up. Yeah.
What is it?
So,
Through the roses, send me the thorns.
yes, and this book has a lot of information about how to function properly in the BDSM dynamics that exist. This is what Jeep was talking about. That's why I had to jump on this when you said education. Now, continue, Jeep. I just wanted to say, because a book like this, I highly recommend. If you got to rewind and screenshot it, do that. You know what I'm saying? Knowing Joy, she's going to put the link for the book in the description in a second. But I highly recommend that you do your due diligence. Go ahead, Jeep. Sorry.
Right. No, it's good. That's good. I really can't stress enough because there are so many fakes out there, and then you're going to get approached by guys that just want to come after you and hit you with stuff, and they don't even know how they're hitting you, if they're hitting you in a safe place that's not going to actually, hurt you or can actually permanently injure you, because you have so many different nerves and stuff inside your body. People got to know what they're doing. So educate yourself to make sure that when you're talking to somebody that you can actually have a conversation back and it's very educated so they know that who they're stepping to, And then I would really research what the things that you like. Make yourself a list. Go by that list, but then you kind of have the kink list, so which is like the coming in the cup and stuff like that. Those are, and like I'll see things. You can go on Fet or your friends have done something and you're like, oh wow, I want to try that, So I have one in my phone, so of kinky things I want to try or places I want to go, whatever. So I always do that. But know what you kind of want going in, keep an open mind. Find a guy that's really respectful. My guy was very respectful of me. He used to open the door for me all the time. His parents would come out, we'd go visit. His parents would go out to the porch and watch him, go open the car door for me. They loved that. They would go every single time and watch that. He treated me very good. I treated him very well too. Your dom should always be very respectful of you. Treat you with the utmost respect because you were actually giving yourself to them whole. He had access to my everything. And I had to his if I ever wanted it, but it wasn't needed because you guys do trust each other.
Yeah.
So I just say, and have fun, babe. Have fun. Be careful. And when you find the right guy, give yourself to him. And you got to really, I was always like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to give it my all, because I can't half-ass it. You got to full ass that, so I'm like
full ass.
do it, full ass.
Wow, like
So
that.
you got to really put yourself in it if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
So I say it was a beautiful experience, you know. It was a beautiful experience.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Thank you.
And Nova, what do you feel like you've pulled out of this so far? Because after this, I'm gonna do the promos and final thought, and we're gonna keep it moving.
Oh my gosh. I feel like, like when you're watching a movie and they have all these like things happening right here, like above their head, and it's just like circle. That's how I feel right now. I feel like I'm absorbing all of this. I feel like I am walking closer and closer to my divine self and my true self. I also know like the importance of vetting potential doms and things like that. So
Sorry, Nova, I can't do it for you. I apologize.
I know I accept your apology. I just am really grateful to be able to unlock this next level of life, and I feel so empowered with experts. I feel like with you and Jeep and even Izzy and Sir Lisa's and people who are actively in this world.
Oh, and I want to tell you, you do know somebody decides to be in that position, we're gonna have to have a conversation with them to make sure that they are all right before we let them have you like that. We gotta G check them. You know what I'm
You're gonna
saying?
have
Just
a
to make
whole
sure they straight.
panel. A whole
Yeah.
panel.
A panel interview.
We'll have our own notebooks.
We gonna make sure that they all right before we let them in, because I'd rather handle it before than have to handle it after. My handle it after is a different type of handle.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a panel interview for the person that I consider when I consider them.
Oh, Big Brother's coming in heavy.
Oh yeah.
A couple of questions.
So I'm excited. So I already have my panel now. I already have 4. We need a 5th person so they can be a tiebreaker, right? And have you guys and Sir Lisa's and see if I can get Doc Izzy on the panel. Oh, Joy would be a good panelist.
Yeah, she's very fair. She's very fair.
Informative. So yeah, I'm excited. I feel like I'm about to go study. So.
Yo. Oh, and Joy put the book in the comments, so y'all could check it out. The book is there. It's an old book, but old don't matter, because at the end of the day, the story is the same. It's just a different set of plays, but still the same people. So I think it's something that you definitely should check out. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you want to educate yourself. Maybe, Nova, you want to click that link when you finish. Maybe get your hand on that book and do some reading. There's definitely some good information there. Even me, I have a lot of knowledge in that field. But even with that, I would say you can never know too much.
Agreed.
And there's always an angle that you... What are you going to say, G?
No, I was going to say you should go to one of those. If there's one of those kinky conferences coming up, you should go to those, because they have classes all day and evening, and then at night they open up the conferences to a dungeon. So then you can watch it, all the different play. But during the day, you can sign up for all these different classes. They have spanking classes, so you know where to hit, where's good, feels good, and what spots, what's good, what's not good. I went to a fisting class one day. They have flogging classes. They have the different flogging classes. They got shibari classes. They have king classes, whipping classes. So you can pick whatever ones you want to go through, like throughout the day. So it would be so cool. But that's one of the weird things that has happened to me. I went to one of those conferences, and because you have your latex people there. You have your animal people there too. They all are together. So a dog came up. This lady was a dog, and she came up and she sniffed from my leg, and she came up all the way into my neck. And I did not know this lady, but she just came right up, and she was on a leash by her owner. But so that was a weird thing for me. But you got used to it.
So we got a couple of pieces of information here. Apparently, Joy said that Sir Daniels is doing one next month in Baltimore.
Okay.
And also, I don't know who Crocodilian is. I've been seeing the comment.
Who is that?
But they said that they teach classes too. I would need to know who that is before I could let my little friend go over there. I know Sir Daniels personally, so that's somebody I know.
I know.
But so let me see. I'm gonna say this. This is just my personal opinion that I'm gonna throw on so we could, go on to what we gotta go on to here because it's almost 10:30. I got dragged into the
Yeah.
BDSM thing, kind of kicking and screaming. Me, I tried to ignore it. I was trying not to embrace. Oh, it said Brad. It was a friend of
Yeah,
yours,
I
G.
know him.
Okay. All right, there we go. That's better. All right, cool. What up, Brad? So here's the thing. I
It's a set of
feel
twins.
like,
I just want to let you guys know that's a set of twins.
oh, well, I'm not worried about it. It's guys, right?
I'm letting Nova know. Letting the girls
That's-
know in the chat. Whoever's watching.
here.
Because I'm not gonna be able to take advantage of that situation. You got some twin girls for me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness. All right, okay. All right. So let's close out.
So let me finish what I was saying. All right. So my whole thing is that I feel like BDSM is one of those things that literally was just in my blood. Like I didn't realize how much more I feel my overall spiritual energy stimulated when I fully embrace the BDSM part of my personality. That is something that I tried to shut off because I used to have rage issues. So I abhor violence. As much as I talk about having to put somebody's head through a wall sometimes, that's because I actually take great pleasure in those kind of things, which is why I try to stay away from that stuff. So my issue with BDSM was until I fully understood how to channel that energy properly, I was afraid that once I started getting too sadistic that I would go too far. So now that I've learned to control all of that through the years and stuff like that, I was able to fully embrace it and stand in my own too as the dominant individual that I am. Ooh, I said the D word, but whatever. Anyway, so I feel like it's a constant journey. Stay learning, like G said, stay educated, be a nerd like Nova and take notes, go to the classes. And there's no such thing as a stupid question when it comes to safety. If you're not sure about something, there's things I don't know how to do. And I know how to handle all types of weapons, firearms, all types of shit. There's certain things I don't know how to do. Like knifing, I'm not confident with knifing. So you think I'm be knifing somebody? No. I would be like, hey, I know people who are in this community who know what they're doing. I will ask them, hey, how should I do this? What's the safe way to do that? Blase, blase, blah. Then you practice. You get you a little dummy. They have things that have dummies that have like realistic type skin texture on them. So you can really practice on them without, any of the, without actually having to use a person when you can hurt. And you learn to use the stuff properly. So this way, you know how to control, how to use the proper amount of pressure, blase, blase, blah. Educate yourselves, all of that. And with that being said, I'm going to jump into these things real quick. Y'all ladies is good. I could jump on these addies real quick.
Jeep, you got anything? I'm good. Jeep?
Chris Landon's like, who? I'll flog Jeep, but I don't hit women, though. I am a woman. I am a woman. Remember I told you, like, I first got I was in that group chat?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I told Nova that. So Brad was in that chat. So the first time I ever went to a swinging event, as I was a submissive, Brad was there. So.
Okay, Brad.
Okay.
But mind you, I was monogamous. I have not tagged Brad yet, but I banged his brother. So I still got to bang Brad. I finished my twin.
Oh, you got to finish the twin smash, huh?
I do. It's been going on.
Okay, that's the stuff. Let me see here. All right, so let me do these little shouts real quick.
Yes.
All of this stuff. KD, if you watch it, you didn't give me your flyer, so I got to use that Diddy flyer again. But They're gonna know where to find you anyway. That's the key thing.
No, they
But
got. He sent me a flyer. Okay, I'm sorry. He sent me
so
a
so what I'm gonna do with that now?
you know.
Yes,
They're talking about but they're talking about body positivity and body shaming tomorrow.
they're talking about body positivity and body shaming. You know what? He did put it up or something somewhere, and I don't have it. Okay, so that's on me. It's probably on me. I don't think I got it directly to me, but he did post it. I remember that because I remember saying, "Yeah, and we're gonna talk about how women body shame men too," because that definitely happened. You know what I'm saying? But we'll let them get into that topic tomorrow, and we'll sit back and he actually has a phone line too, so you could like call that shit and jump in the conversation. I don't know if I want to do that over here though, but we're gonna need like 3 hours. We do that shit. Well, let me see. Ah, so we have
That's kind of like what got
shout
me.
to the. Oh Jesus Christ, that's the wrong one. Why is that one up there?
Next.
Ah, here we go. Boom. Shout out to the Pillow Talk podcast. I don't know why I have the one with just Priscilla up on there because Renee's the one that's up on there like every week. You know what I'm saying? But this is the fly I have right now, so my bad, y'all. I need the new Pillow Talk flyer, and it's probably my fault because I know they shared it somewhere, and my brain's everywhere right now. So, but y'all get the point. Mondays 9 p.m. Tune in. Some great conversation, some laughs, and Jonathan flirting with some girls that's on the show. You know how you do. So that's 9 p.m. Check that out. Boom, bang, bow. Let's slide over. Like I said, I love this flyer though because this Diddy flyer is hilarious. I
That
just
is funny.
because I've been connected to people in the music industry from back when I used to model and stuff like that. There are a lot of things that I've heard, and now I'm getting confirmation because I never got into the business all the way. Like I knew somebody that worked at his DJ studio and everything that was on 40 Sutton Street back in the days. And the shit that I used to hear, I ain't telling nobody nothing. I ain't saying shit myself, but the shit that's already out there, this ain't even that surprising to be honest with you. But anyway, KD's on. He got the lovely ladies with him every Wednesday 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a great fucking time. It's good. They talk a lot of shit, all of that good stuff. Blah 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 blah. Let me see here. I want to shout out Lisa. She has her toys now. If you like games, because I know G is the type that looks like she likes to play a good game. You know what I'm saying? She looks like the type that likes to walk into something and stumble on something by mistake on purpose. You know,
Mistake on purpose.
these games are good for that kind of thing. They're very sexy. The information is there. Let me take this banner down. I gotta remember
I
to take
love
that
walking
down.
in on things. Let me tell you. I love
You
walking
know,
in on things.
I'm doing something, Jeep. Come walk in on it.
I will.
Oh,
Hey,
Leave the door open if I happen to walk by, or just send me a text. Just like, hey, if you're in the area, just stop by
hey,
and check
dude.
this out.
Listen, I'll just send you the address, and you can just so happen to stumble past this way on purpose. You know what I'm
You know when I'll be
saying?
in town.
Yeah, I know.
Like
We
tomorrow.
go. We got some things to do anyway, so don't you worry about it. But see, it's nice to have somebody on here I'm actually flirting with because I don't be flirting with Nova like that. That's my real friend. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different, but yeah, like I said, screenshot this, get the info. You can reach out to her and purchase these games. They're great for small events, especially to break the ice when you got a small crowd of people and you want to get them comfortable with a couple of games. So you check that out real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. We got this coming up. This is what I was talking about. I want to jump to this real quick. This is Eroticon. This is done by Erotica NYC. I told you one of the things I love about their group, 'cause I'm a nerd. Y'all might not know this, but I'm kind of a nerd. I know I'm handsome and stuff, but I'm still a nerd. Thanks. But my whole thing is that they have like a whole look at this. They have a whole gaming thing. They got vendors there, different types of games and shows. They got kink. Lisa's is actually going to be there too.
Ooh.
So that's going to be a nice time. You know, you'll be able to check out all types of stuff. And it's a hotel takeover. So it's going on from August 8th to August 10th. Yeah, if y'all want to stay up to date on the events that they do, y'all can follow them at Erotica NYC, spelled exactly how I said it, on IG. And I'm just going to tell you that this is somewhere that I'm going to be at. And I actually they're going to come on the show probably one of these weeks. I don't know if I got a chance to tell you that, Nova, but they talk about wanting to come on there and they could discuss their stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And we talked about that. I know we did. And, you know, I just think it's going to be a really good time. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be heavy on the kink. So if you're really into the kink stuff, look at that. And George just talking about the Shibari earlier. They got the Shibari thing going on there, suspension, all types of different stuff. You know, so the thing is, this is going to be very versatile. It's not just about swinging out here. Like, this allows you to just enjoy all the different aspects. So I implore y'all to follow this information below. You can see the information on the bottom. I know that. Oh, there it is. Matter of fact, Erotica NYC is on the bottom, so you can DM them there or text that phone number at the bottom, screenshot this, and get yourself locked in for the weekend. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's going to be a good time, and I will be there. So y'all want to see me in a different light other than just the swinging atmosphere? I will be there. So hopefully y'all pull up, then we'll see what's up. And speaking of things, I just want to shout out the lovely Zuri, because she's having an event June 20th.
Okay, Freedom Day.
Yes.
Juneteenth.
And that's going to be a great event. She has a great crowd. The venues that she uses be really nice, really comfortable situations. She feeds you. She give you drinks. She give you all this stuff. It's going to be sexy. And that rooftop going to be lit because now it's going to be really warm. So
I really want to.
You already know what that's going to be like. I might come in some red, yellow, and green for the event. I don't know. But yes, for the culture, you know what I'm saying? There is something else I have to jump to. Well, no. There's something else I have to jump to.
Zuri's very
This right here. This right here. This right here. I'm saying it 3 times because my birthday is August 21st. So I want y'all to understand that I'm expecting a whole lot of cake for my birthday, if you know what I'm saying.
Cake.
A whole lot of cake for my birthday. If your birthday's there, if your birthday's around that time you're celebrating too, I got a candle for you to blow on. So you give me the birthday cake. You said what?
Mine's September 1st.
Are you offering to blow on the candle?
I'm like a week after you.
Well, make a wish, baby. We in there.
I'll blow it out. I'm gonna make a big wish.
Oh, it's gonna be a big wish, all right.
It's gonna be a big wish.
Damn, we might have to get rid of everybody for a little second get. Anyway, let me focus. I can't get rid of everybody anyway because I want everybody to have fun. I am gonna kind of be working, but not so much. But I mean, there's a host of events that are there: masquerade, pool party. I'm forgetting something. Oh, karaoke. You know what I'm saying? There's a host of things that's gonna be there. It's gonna be a great fucking time. So I'm just saying, can't wait. It's gonna be exciting. There's only about 75 rooms left now. So, because 5 of them sold between yesterday and today. So y'all might want to get on it because in the next month or so, that's going to go from 70 to negative 10. Then you're going to be on the list waiting or be in an overflow. So I'm just saying. And when you do buy those tickets, make sure you put the code MAX in to get that discount. And it's all good. I know it's a lot of fucking addies. All right, so I think I covered about everything.
I am
Oh,
so
and there's this
psyched to
trip.
go there.
Y'all gotta get this trip, yo. This Grand Lido shit. This shit is sexy. I forgot when I was in Jamaica. I actually did see this because I saw Hito and I saw this. I was in Jamaica for Carnival, but while I was out there, I made a little stop just to check some shit out. And we drove right by because we were staying in New Kingston. Where we was at, we drove because I was driving the van. We drove right by those locations. I was like, "Oh shit, that's Hito right there." And then also saw the spot for where Grand Lido is at. And I just was like, "Well, some people do this. They go to Grand Lido and they're chilling. And if anything, you could kind of multitask it in some ways too, because though you can have some fun at Grand Lido, and if you want to get like a day pass for one day just to check Hito while you're out there, Hito's like right there. It's not far.
Are they close together?
They're not far.
Can you walk on the beach?
No, you can't walk it. You're not gonna walk it. No.
Well,
Walk. This ain't New York. But it's not that far. It's not that far. So
it's not on the 7 Mile beach then?
Huh?
It's not on the 7 Mile beach?
I don't even know what the hell 7 Mile Beach is.
That's what Negro's on, the 7 Mile beach in Negro.
I just know I went to the grounds and I saw the spots. I didn't know all the little intricate details and the names and stuff. But the thing is the Grand Lido shit, this shit right here is very, very luxurious, nice place to stay at. And the prices really aren't bad. So if you want to get down with that, it's very limited spots. Get that information below. Make that happen. And that's what it is. Ladies, it's been a pleasure having your lovely selves on here, Jeep. I feel like you're gonna have to come back because my dick keeps hitting the table while I'm talking to you.
I really loved being on here with you guys. Thank you for the invite.
Thank you for making me hit my table multiple times with something that isn't my hand.
Oh, we're so grateful for you, Jeep.
She knows how she knows the effect that she has. She's seen it firsthand.
I absolutely love Nova. She's such a vibe.
Yes.
I'm so
Nova is amazing. I don't even know how I did this show before Nova was here because it
wasn't going well, to be honest with you.
No. It was rough.
She's such a calm to you, She really is.
Because I'm evil. So you need something.
Yeah, you can be.
You need something a little balancing to give that energy an assist. And Nova is that. Plus, like I said, I do consultations and all that stuff, so I have my experience in the psych field or whatever. But that one right there is the professional's professional. Oh shit, Jeep, I forget you do that. Why does everybody I know in this? I guess is birds of a feather, right?
That's right.
You know what, Jeep? It's because I always think of you so nastily. I forget that you actually do consult people too. Shit.
In a way. Oh, all right, we're gonna go. Make sure.
Yeah, because I'm getting distracted. You saw me getting distracted?
Yes.
Oh, wow. There we go.
Go.
When something pops in your inbox, G, just know. Please save us, Nova.
It's busy.
Like, share, and subscribe, and see us here next Tuesday to see what the next topic is. You won't want to miss it. It's going to be great. And Jeep's going to be back for another show. We're not going to say it again, so just
look at you. Look at you.
I got to tap into my dominant side.
Yes. Because
speaking of
this is another reason why she's here, because she has to keep me from derailing, because I will go off on a tangent. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for being here. Yes. You know what I'm saying? All you people watching and all that stuff at home, we all appreciate y'all being here and all that. So love, peace, and hair grease. We out. Peace.